Hey, how you doing, man?
What's going on with you, sir?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right.
Go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone. Let them know who you
Well, I'm Ron Wills. I'm the author of the international bestseller, Nice Guys and Players, Becoming the Man Women Want,
are. Right,
Becoming the Best Type of Man That You Can Be.
right,
So, it's all about, my thing is I want you to be the best version of yourself.
right. And speaking of that, you talking about being the best version of yourself. I had some questions, man, because you've been spitting nothing but flames and gems as usual on your channels. I was actually on the Ron Wills channel, and you was actually talking about some of the benefits of becoming the best you. Are there some examples you can throw out there for the listeners to go off of that?
Well, the main thing is just living the life that you want to live, because it's go beyond just getting women. I always say women are the commercial to your main program.
Right.
See, what you want to do as a man, you want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you just sitting in your house that you paid for with your money or apartment, wherever,
Right.
and you can sit there and chill. And you just cool. You happy because this is your life. Or you driving that nice car that you want to drive. And that's just material things. You just being satisfied with your mission, with your purpose, with why you here. So
Yeah.
you don't want to be frustrated by anything. And if you want one woman, four women, whatever, okay, if that's what you want to be in that position to do it. But then you might want to say, you know what, I want to work on this project. And you can go monk mode for like a year or so, but you want to be in a position to do it. Ultimately, it's about a man being empowered to live the life of his dream, to live your best life.
Yeah.
Under your control.
You actually talking about having control over your life, because I've noticed now that I'm out and about, when I'm out and about on my daily missions, as far as me actually working in the street and doing utility work, I see a lot of guys that just seem very uncertain. They walk around with their head down, their head is not up. They're not looking around, actually being aware of their surroundings and seeing what's around them. I make sure, whether it don't matter the color of the person to me, Uncle Ron, what I normally do is, man, I make sure the person sees me, we either nod heads and just keep it pushing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, they make it so complicated and weird. And I think you could tell some people become very intimidated when they see like other people that's bigger than them, or either they just feel that type of energy.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you what, that's a poor situation. It's a shame because look, I know everything going on politically, and it seems like it's all about empowering the women, but
Yeah.
look, and I said it in a video today. If these women weren't at the place that for them to get to where they are, it's because of us. I told women that.
Yeah, true.
I told women that. And see, if men, if you look at everything, we built all of this.
Yeah.
We built all of this physically, economically, politically, spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
So we're important. I don't care what anybody says. And see, what has to happen is every man has to feel he's important.
Right.
Because every man, like I'll use the term select and non-select, but I don't use alpha and beta, because alpha usually means the guys on top and the beta is following them.
Right.
Now, some people disagree with me, but my feeling is every single man is supposed to be an alpha in his world.
Yeah, be your own man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just his world, but look, that's everybody. Now you got some people, they can exert some influence over other worlds, but you know what? At the very least, a man got to say, you know what? This is my stuff.
Right.
This how I'm living, and I'm proud of myself. And see, unfortunately, a lot of men have gotten down and they haven't had help getting back up, because we all get knocked down.
Right.
All of us. There's no shame in it.
No, not at all.
Shame is in staying down. You get knocked down. See, if you throw me in a hole, I'm gonna say, you know what? You got a head start, because I'm gonna climb out this hole and whip your ass.
Yeah.
Because that's how I'm thinking about it. Seriously, I know you don't let anything stop you. We all have down moments. Man, years ago, man, I was sleeping on an air mattress.
For real?
I was sleeping on an air mattress. I didn't, because there was some stuff, personal stuff got me down, but then I just built up from it.
Yeah.
See, you got a lot of men out here, man. They got some talent.
Yes.
They got some talent. They got some stuff to do. But what has to happen is, like you said, you acknowledge them.
Right.
Sometimes as men, we need to acknowledge another man and say, look, you got this.
Yeah.
There's no shame in it. It's
Yeah.
like, that's why I try to help young brothers like yourself all the time.
Nah, and I really do appreciate that, Ron, because like when I see this and I'm out in public, I'm just like, yo, like, what is going on? For example, it was probably a couple of weeks ago. I was walking outside. I seen one of my neighbors. We rarely see each other, right? So he
Mhm.
spoke to me. I spoke, had a little conversation, and we got to talking about just making money. And I'm gonna get on that too with your money mindset channel. I got a question for you on that too. I was talking to the brother, and he was just like, "Man, I drive trucks," and the way he was just talking, he just sounded drained. He sounded like his energy
Mhm.
was gone, like he didn't have no life within him. And I was like, bro, you ever thought about doing this right here, looking at trucking with Justin or just different
Mhm.
ideas? Just let him think about it. Like, man, you ain't gotta really like suffer and just go through life just being there.
Mm.
Like live life, you know what I'm saying? Don't let life take control of you.
No, and you're right, and you told them the right thing, man. Because sometimes that's all we need, man. There's
Yeah,
no, like I said, there's no shame in falling down. You just gotta get back up. But sometimes we do need a helping hand.
yeah, I agree.
And that's something I gotta remember sometimes because I always been that type. I would climb out that hole on my own and go, but it does feel good, like to help others,
Yeah, yeah,
especially if you somebody you doing something. Like every man who's doing something needs to reach back to somebody. You got over that wall. You got to throw that rope back,
yeah, yeah,
and that's part of what I do. See, I encourage a lot. I encourage a lot of young men such as yourself
yeah,
to really be your best. That's what I want. I want a whole army of young men such as yourself to be out here doing something, making a difference. Because see, the nature of man, we impose our will on the environment.
right.
And even with women, a lot of reasons they behave in the way they are and people complaining is we not standing up because people say they doing this or that. But I'm saying, look, if you get a critical mass of men say, look, y'all need to wear long skirts down to your ankles
Yeah,
and tie your hair back in a bun.
yeah,
You're gonna get some women to fight it, but then you're gonna get some more women who want to do it, and then the women who fight it, they're gonna follow it. Because
yes,
I can tell you right now, like it's a big thing for these women out here to get BBL, get
yeah.
that butt right. That's because the critical mass of men say we like big boobs. So we got power. We
Oh, the
got
leader, yeah. That actually and that goes back to you actually talking about having influence. And I've seen the power of that over the years. I've seen women do some crazy things, even go the distance for you just to look out for you because they want the best for you. But it's
mhm,
that type of influence that you have because I think that's why a lot of guys nowadays they be having issues because they don't have no influence and they're not comfortable with themselves. So
yeah,
overthink and complicate everything out here in the world, and that's including the work life, like you said, and everything in it. Once you put too much of a focus and make things bigger than what they are, you're just gonna be in a world full of chaos, and we
yeah.
can't be chaotic. We gotta have structure, like you said.
Yeah, and see the thing is with men, we don't have anybody to lean on. We don't, other than each other, seriously, but ultimately ourselves. Because a woman, they can be unaccountable. You got a lot of women, they can act like little girls and get away with it, even though they might be biologically in their 50s.
Yeah,
They can get away with it. You got government programs, some men are helping. Children, you only expect them to do so much. But see, men, we're the foundation. We create order.
yeah,
We create order. That's our nature. That's our very nature. Women's nature, I mean, their nature is to be butterfly,
yeah,
float around, all of that, but our nature is to be that rock that they land on.
yeah,
Then once we understand that, we understand our power. We look in the mirror and say, hold up, I'm important. That
mhm,
makes a big difference because, I talk about select and non-select men. One of the things that the select men do, the men that women go crazy over that they chase, they
mhm,
deal with women on their own terms. They don't really chase.
yeah,
They deal with women and because they got their plan, they're going to do their thing. And
yeah,
a woman has to qualify to even get that man's attention.
yeah,
But the main thing in about them, some people try to say, well, they this or they look like this or they thugs. I say, no, they just comfortable with who they are.
right, right,
And they establish control. They say, look, I'm gonna be the boss of my world. And if they encounter a woman, say, well, I don't want to do that. Well, you got a nice body, but you can take a walk. I don't need to deal with you. Peace. Peace.
That sounds like a. Have you ever heard of a book called "Sex on the Brain"?
I haven't heard of Sex on the Brain. Wait, no, actually I have. I haven't read Sex on the Brain now that I think about it. So, man, I got so many books, man. I got a bunch of books upstairs. I gotta still read.
I seen some books you posted a while back, especially the one that I think cousin Tita had was he got a book and
Oh, yeah, the seduction scriptures.
yeah, I plan
And
on
I'm
that
gonna tell you
one
what,
too.
I'm gonna tell you what with that one.
Hmm.
Because some people say, well, he was a male exotic dancer and all that, but he's giving you power.
Yeah.
He's letting you know, and any man can employ it. You don't have to be a dancer. You can just employ it in your everyday life.
Hmm.
Because one of the things he talked about is being a masculine master,
Hmm.
being a master, being a champion, just being the best. You don't have and you don't have to look like some fashion model or anything like that, because a man is just a man, and women respond to that ultimately. I don't care. Even I've met feminists like those hard take charge women, but they'll run into that one guy who will tell them to zip it and they'll zip it.
Yeah.
I've never, seriously, knew this one woman. She was the type, she argued with any guy, but she was married. And she said that. She said, when her husband tell her like to shut up, she'll do it.
He
And
probably.
she likes that. That was the thing though. This strong, independent woman, she actually liked being in a position. Because here's the thing with women, they want to submit to a man.
Yeah.
They want to chill out. A lot of these so-called independent women, if they could just stay home and be happy housewives, they would. But the men have to be responsible. The man has to just take the lead.
Yeah, he got to stay on point. Speaking of that, Rom, you really made me think, man. I had a talk with my lady about a few days ago, and she was just telling me how a lot of women are used to being let down. So when they actually run
Mm-hmm.
into a real man that's displaying like this is who he is, like he's not faking it, it's kind of hard to accept because what I'm saying, a lot of things can be deceiving, right? So they
Mm-hmm.
figure out like, okay, I've never seen this before, but I've seen this, but I want to back off, but I still want to stay right here because this is something that's new to me, but it feels good. And when I heard it, I was like, damn, I said, that makes sense because a lot of guys don't stand on what they say they're going to do. And then they do
Mm-hmm.
the opposite. And then they wonder why that little bit of inconsistency caused that issue down the line of where she didn't even really want to deal with you or even take you serious because it's just like, she can go get big anywhere else. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what with women.
Yeah.
That's some real talk.
Yeah.
That's why I say a man, just be honest. If you all you want is sex from the woman, just let her know. Be straight up with her.
Yeah.
And I've actually lost a couple women sexually for saying that, but they say they respected me.
Yeah.
And then some other women, I tell them straight up, if I was interested, I tell them straight up. They respected me. But the thing is, you just being authentic.
Yeah.
Because I was talking about it in one of my car videos or someplace, somewhere, maybe on one of my Patreons. I forgot where. I got so many videos all over the place. But I said, when I was younger, especially, man, women say I was rude, crude, blunt. They would say all this stuff, but then after a while, they'd be like, you know what, Ron, you were real.
Yeah.
Because then they would see the negative stuff because I ain't bothered hiding it. But then they see the positive stuff. And then they knew if I said something, they could trust it.
You said you did it all up front. You didn't hold nothing
Yeah.
back whatsoever. And I think
No, I didn't know. Seriously, even to this day, because I have a lady friend, she said, Ron, you blunt. She said this recently too. Like, I mean, I thought I had mellowed out some, but apparently I hadn't.
hey,
But
it's always been you.
it's easy to be honest, because I'm gonna tell you what,
Yeah.
I'd rather a woman know who I am fully and then make a decision. I ain't gonna pretend like if I want to go, I still get comic books. I
Yeah.
would tell a woman, where you going? Go to a comic book store.
Yeah.
But I knew several women who read comic books too, and they were fine. Or they were into science fiction. I tell them straight up. I wouldn't pretend like, oh, I don't do that. I'm too cool for that. It's like, no, this is what I do.
That's you. You just
Yeah.
authentic. You're not really faking it. You know what I mean? You got to really fake it a kid like that.
Yeah, because my thing is, I want the women to know straight up who I am. Now, I ain't gonna walk up to her and be like, "Well, I do this, this, and this." When it come up, I'd say, "No, that's just me." If I got an opinion on something, I express what I really think.
Yeah.
And I was on like this panel with a bunch of women just last week, a week ago.
For real? Okay.
They said some stuff, and you know what? There was some stuff I agreed with, and I even told them like, there was one thing a woman that said, and I was in disagreement with it, but I was respectful about it. But then she came back and kind of explained it better. I said, "Oh, okay, I get that." But they knew exactly where I stood on it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like it's better to be that because like your lady said, you know, a lot of women, I'm gonna tell you what, they do approach a lot of men because they don't know. Even if especially if the man seems like he's really good, they be like, he's too good to be true. And sometimes a woman don't know how to handle it. A second mother to me told me that sometimes women don't know how to handle certain men. They're not used to it. So they
Yeah.
might like the man, be attracted to him, but then they scared, okay, he lying or something.
Yeah.
They got burned.
They think he running game, and you know what I mean,
Yeah.
people live in that realm and they live with them insecurities, but you know, you got to kind of just really work on pretty much pushing them to the back so you can actually
Mhm.
move forward and get out here what you want. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I learned so much just from listening to you, but understanding like, dang, there's some things that have not happened, but yet there's some things I can relate to and understand. Like, okay, this is why this went this way. This is how you handle certain things in life, like you mentioned with money.
Mhm.
The deep thought channel, man. I love the deep thought channel because you get so deep in what you're discussing, and it's not surface level, man. It's like it really makes you think and be like, okay, I need to adjust how I move out there. Really.
Okay, and you know what, man, and that's the main thing, man. I love to just do deep thought, man, because you know the beauty of it is I just talk about whatever, and I say I don't even mind disagreements on there. I say just think it out and don't make any attacks,
See?
because then I can learn something. Because it's a lot of times, like I said, like last week I was on a panel. It was on Facebook though, and this woman had said something I disagreed with at first, and I told her why.
Yeah.
It had to do with a man having money and everything. And
Yeah.
I told her the thing is, if a woman starts off asking about money, as men, we think is a gold digger. But then she later explained, okay, this is why we ask. And it's kind of what to that reason. She said, be meeting some guys and, they don't really have much going on. And she's an older woman. And she said, look, you figure at some point they should have something going on.
Bombing,
So,
man.
and I understood it, but she said it's not even just about the money, but just about a man who's going to do something, going to get something together. I say, okay, I respect that. I understand. I even thanked her. Because, like I said, we were disagreeing at first, but it was very respectful. She was respectful. I was respectful. She stated her position. I stated mine. And it was never an argument.
Mhm.
Never, it was never an argument. And then when she said, I said, okay, I understand that. Because then at the same time, she understood my point of view.
Yeah.
It was a couple other brothers on there as well. So she understood both. She understood where we were coming from, but then we understood where she was. It's like, okay, we need conversations like this.
Yeah, hers made sense with her because she actually broke it down why to ask that because she's trying to avoid, like you saying, dealing with somebody that's broke and that's going to really just use it for what she has as far as resources. So, just like how guys don't want the same thing, there's women that don't want the same thing. But like you said, if we can have these talks in different spaces and stuff like that and actually get that across, I think people can really find out what they want and be happy with it, man. But you got to keep evolving. You can't really get complacent and comfortable. You got to challenge this woman mentally, do different things, kind of look into like what's some things that made her happy back then when she was younger. Ask certain questions. You mentioned some stuff like that in the book too.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. See, that's a big problem now in the relationship. Sometimes we need to just sit back and listen.
Yeah.
Not accuse, just listen and then explain why we feel a certain way.
Hmm.
Because yeah, there's too many bad apples out there, but you got some good women. And I've got plenty, I'm gonna be real, man, because I'm going on women on my channel.
Yeah.
Because one, I feel like men, we control who we deal with. So I say, look, if a woman's bad, don't deal with her.
Yeah.
Don't get mad. There's plenty, trust me, there are plenty of good women out there. Indeed, some of the bad ones will behave good with certain men.
Yeah.
My thing is be that man she's gonna behave good around, she's going to deal with. She's gonna want to be around. And then when you have the disagreements with some women, sometimes you just have a calm conversation with them, they coming over to your side. And
Yeah.
but then you also seeing what they really want. Women really want to just chill.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't care who it is, every single woman, they want to sit back and just be women. If they can sit back, that's why even a lot of these women want that six-figure guy.
Mhm.
Now they come off as like having a nerve and doing it, but they just want that guy because they want to sit back and chill.
Yeah.
But also, I've actually told women when on my women's channel, which is in hiatus right now. I gotta change some stuff up, but I told them on my channel, I said, look, you can't just say you want that man. You gotta really say, okay, what are you bringing him?
Yeah.
And it's not always money. Sometimes it could just be peace.
Man.
Just peace. Seriously, a man should a man if a woman bring a man peace, he don't mind working 2 jobs. He don't mind letting her sit home. He ain't talking 50. He'll pay for everything. All she had to do is bring him peace, bring her feminine energy to him.
Yeah.
And you know, and shoot, because we want to.
Yeah.
They want to take care of a woman.
Yeah.
We want to. We want to feel like we taking care of her, we provide. That's just our nature.
Right.
We'll go out and hunt. We'll work 2 or 3 jobs. It's just that we don't want a woman who's going to try to take advantage of that or be disloyal with it.
Working to the
Or
bone.
we have a my bad situation where they having sex with another man in the bed that we paid for. You know, that's it. I mean, look, we want loyalty. We want all that. Shoot, many men want, I've known men, shoot, when I was married.
Yeah.
When I was married, my wife was a stay-at-home woman.
Yeah.
You know, now there was of course some other issues while we not married, but actually, we still cool. Shoot, she be making me food and everything there.
Hey man.
And she actually totally got my back because we had a conversation.
Yeah.
It was like, you know what, we actually friendly now to each other. You know, and I don't mind that because, and I'm gonna be real, I'll put it out there. It wasn't all on her. There was some stuff I wasn't doing at the time.
Yeah.
And I took full responsibility. I said, no, there was some shit I wasn't doing. Then she took responsibility. She said, well, okay, I was doing this. I put that with a couple women. They'll say, you know what? Because I tell them straight up, no, I ain't do this, this, and this. I said it. They ain't say it.
Yeah.
But then they'll say, you know what, Ron? I wasn't doing this.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing this. And then you cool. Because we all, ain't no shame in it. I mean, shoot. And I don't have a problem telling guys, I wasn't like Mr. Perfect.
Nah.
I was incorrect on a lot of things. And I have no problems admitting that. I was incorrect. But, and the thing is, it wasn't to appease her or anybody else. It's to make me a better man.
Yeah.
I'm taking full responsibility because a man, if I'm talking about a man being sovereign,
Yeah.
he got to have full control over himself.
You know that, and that's crazy. You say that, Ron, because I remember you talk about your sons a lot, man, and that's something that's big. That's something that's big that a lot of men need to hear as far as like being in your son's lives, like actually seeing what's going on with them, challenging them at the same time, but also showing them what manhood is. Can you kind of, you know what I mean, actually break that down a little bit more too?
Well, you know, that's one of the things because I don't respect men who aren't in their children's lives. I don't care what prop issue they got with the mother. Like I knew this brother one time, he was living in the same house with the mother of his daughter. He couldn't stand the mother, but he said he had to be there for his daughter. You know, a man, he still got control over it. And if he got to fight for the control, hey, take it to court and fight for it.
Yeah.
You know, because me and my co-parent, we got shared custody. And it's not limited to like, oh, I get them certain days and they do.
Yeah.
I can see them every day. They can stay over here.
You can get whenever, yeah, and they can come see you whenever they, you know, they feel like it.
Well,
that's
they live here half the time. They live here half the week anyway. They live here. They got their rooms. They got their stuff set up. They just got 2 homes.
Yeah.
So it's not a big deal. They can come over anytime. I can go over there with a key and go get them. That's how deep it is. That's how deep it is. Me and her that cool. I can just walk on in.
Powerful. And you know
I
what?
don't even have to knock. I'll knock just out of politeness. But if I gotta go over there and she ain't there, I can just go on in and get something if I need it over there.
That's something deep right there. What you just said, as far as like how you have a key. That's like you actually breaking that down to guys. Like these are some of the steps that, you know what I mean, you can take in order for you to have a better relationship with, you know, your kids' mother.
Yeah, well, you know what? We just adult about it. It was like, okay, the romantic part didn't really work out the way it should. And that's something else I can't get into. Let's put it like this. I'll say it like this.
Yeah.
Relationships need a good community.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the thing ain't even the people, but the community. You know, they say, an African saying was it takes a village to raise a child. One of the things that we're missing out on, we don't have that community. Because when I was coming up, even in the situation I was in, I still could go to my grandmother's house. I could still go to my grandfather's house. I still had my uncle,
Yeah.
So I wasn't stuck where I was. So it was just like, and you need the grandparents, you need the aunts and uncles, you need the neighborhood
Yeah.
because it takes a lot. It's like it's hard for two people just to deal with the family.
Hmm.
And see, that's a big issue. It's a lot of insulated stuff, you know. Yeah, even if it's just something as simple as babysitting. I mean, seriously, you just need help.
Yeah, you need that community. And I remember seeing that because I was born in '89. So I got to see things in the '90s, how they were. And then once 2000 hit, it's like everything just kind of went upside down. You still see the same things, same issues that go on with the works and where you go. But I started seeing like a shift as far as people actually being closer, communicating with each other, man. Really not shaming each other for having differences and stuff like that. And I feel like it's more split than anything. I mean, I ain't been to church in a couple of years, and my nanny
Yeah,
told
it
me
is split.
I was in me.
And well, it is split. I mean, but I'm gonna tell you what, despite everything, just the nature of
Mhm.
things are actually coming back together. It's not gonna come right away though, because everything goes in a cycle.
Yeah,
Because what you're seeing out here is you have a certain amount of people who feel like, you know what, all this independent stuff ain't working.
yeah,
That just like you got a lot of women, used to be a big thing, independent woman. Now a lot of women say that's some whack shit.
yeah,
So they moving back. A lot of guys will say, look, a lot of men are frustrated because they really want to be in a family. They want to have a wife and child.
mhm,
That's why a lot of guys are getting mad about body counts and
mhm,
single moms. They want to be parents.
yeah,
And I've told women that. I say, you got guys out here who want that. They're not trying to be player.
yeah,
Now I know with my stuff, I'll talk about some of the player skills, but I'll always say that's using the player skills, but focus it on like that right woman.
yeah. Your situation.
Because that's what a lot of guys really want. And that's admirable. That's admirable. Everybody ain't trying to be the player thing. And that's why I've told women. I say there's a lot of good guys out there if y'all really want.
Yeah,
I've told women that. I've looked them in the eyes and told them. I
yeah.
said, look, y'all say there's a short, no, there's plenty of men. It's a question who you want to deal with, but that's up to you.
Man,
Like I don't go in on women on my channel on the main thing, but I would tell women, I just tell women directly if there's any issues. I don't talk about them like that. For
yeah,
the fellas, I say, look, I got an issue. I just tell them directly. It's easy. And even then, it's a tough love thing.
yeah,
It's tough love. I just say, look, I'm just gonna tell you the truth. And a lot of women respect that. They say, you know what? That was some tough love, Ron, but I need it.
yeah,
Because I've had a lot of women, they found some good guys, when they listen.
yeah.
And I got a lot of fellas, they found a good one. Good people still hooking up, but they got to first really start with themselves, looking at themselves.
I was just gonna say that.
And that's why I say, even now with my marriage and stuff, I take responsibility for everything that I wasn't doing correct. Because I look back, I was like, ugh, shit. Shoot. I seriously, I look back at some things. I said, hold up, nah, this was wrong. This was wrong. This was wrong. I could have did this. I could have did that. And like I said, it wasn't for her benefit or anybody else's. It's for my benefit because I'm trying to be the best version of me.
Yeah, yeah. That's you being honest with yourself. You actually having a self reflection in the mirror. You're looking at who you are. You know yourself well enough now. So that wrong, it ain't here no more. It's a whole new wrong. So you evolving every day. And I like the morning post that you do every Sunday too, man. Real
Yeah, thank
early.
you.
That's very consistent.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you what. With that, it was like because I don't promote any special spiritual path because my feeling is every man and woman need to find their own path.
Yeah,
But that's the day of peace. Everything I talk about is
yeah,
just general, but it's about, developing your gift, showing appreciation, having a relationship with yourself,
yeah,
you know, getting through your tough times. That's just universal. Because, and to me, I don't get as many views on those channels, and it's funny. I was about to stop doing the Sunday stuff. I was about to stop, but then I was at a self-improvement summit, and these two young guys, these two twins, these brothers who were engineers, they said it helped them with a situation. And I
Wow.
said, you know what? I got to keep going.
Yeah. Can't stop. Yeah.
We see the trouble out here.
Yeah.
We see the trouble. It's a whole lot, but
Hey.
my view is you get a critical mass of men who stand up, even that changes. It changes everything, the economics, the politics, everything.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I needed to hear that, man. I definitely needed to
Amen.
hear that. Y'all be sure to look for Mr. Ron Wills too on Game Kings too.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I already know I'm going to be letting some people know. I'm gonna be like, nah, this is what it means to be a man.
Yes. Yes.
This is what it means. This is what it means to be a man, because we need that.
Yeah.
We need that. I wish I had to learn it the hard way coming up. I mean, I had my uncles and grandfather and stuff, but my biological father wasn't there. Kind of glad he wasn't, but still, you know. So I mean, we got to help out. We got to help out as best as possible.
Yeah.
We got to throw the rope back, man. We got to throw the rope back.
Real, that's real. I really do appreciate it. Again, like I told you, I look up to you like an uncle and like a mentor as well. So I definitely take in what you say, man. I make sure I apply it.
All right.
And make it happen. So
www.romwills.com. You can go to my YouTube, just put in @RomWills, the way they got it set up, so you can get to my YouTube. And then in the description box of any of my videos, I got all of my websites there. So, you can definitely find me. You can definitely find me. Thank you, man. It was an honor to be on here, man. I want you to keep rising, man. Keep rising.
I will. I'm gonna stay in touch with you, Ron.
All right. Thank you, brother.
Easy, brother. See you.
All right, man. Peace and blessings.
Peace and blessings.